Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Monday, April 22nd, and we're going to be taking a look to see what all messages want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. We'll take a look at the energy for the collective, and then we'll go sign grouping by sign grouping. If you haven't checked it out, there was a couple new videos that had posted over the weekend. I did do the twin flame one. I'm almost done with the new oracle deck that I was making. It's kind of related to love messages because one of the hidden truth oracle deck that I had used, I tried using it a couple times and it just didn't seem to fit energetically. I didn't particularly like it, so I figured I'd make my own instead and see how that goes. So be on the lookout. That will be coming in readings at some point this week. Like I said, I'm probably 2/3 of the way done with that. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification so that you can be alerted when the new videos post, including that one. All right, tomorrow we have the full moon in Scorpio. So that is going to be that intense, passionate energy that's going to be coming in. It's also going to be pushing 10 of Swords. It's also going to be pushing you to address a situation that really needs to be addressed. So funny that the 10 of Swords is what flipped over when I was talking about that, because it's kind of like the energy of, oh my gosh, this is killing you. You have got to do something about it. Don't keep looking the other way. So let's see what we have in store today for the collective. We have the Emperor, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So this Emperor energy is going to be this kind of like strong leadership, divine masculine type of energy. With your Ace of Pentacles in reverse, that's a little bit of this sense of failed opportunities or failed investments. And then with our Seven of Wands in reverse, that is going to be this weakness and burnout and kind of surrender. So the weakness of, do I really have to scrub this toilet with toothbrushes? So the good thing is with that Emperor energy coming in, it's like it is a little bit of that push of, okay, you're burned out because you've been missing these opportunities to do something. And I'm going to say this is overlapping with that Scorpio full moon energy. You've been missing the opportunity to deal with this situation. You've sunk time, money, resources into something, and it's just not working out. You're feeling that sense of burnout, the weakness, the surrender of, oh my gosh. And so now you're being pushed to sit in this Emperor energy and actually doing something about it. So that is going to be this big energetic push that's coming in over the next 24 hours as this full moon comes up. So remember, full moons are about they are about releasing what no longer serves you. New moons are about planting seeds for the future, but the full moon is about releasing what no longer serves you. So really think about, what is the situation that has you so burned out? Let's start with earth signs, which is going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what messages want to come out for you since we are now in Taurus season. All right. The World in reverse. So the World is that completion of a cycle. So something is wanting to come to conclusion, and it's like you're digging your heels in and not wanting to let the conclusion come. Like it's a matter of kind of causing delays, like you're clinging to the past, like you're unwilling to move forward in life. And that's what this sense of burnout and weakness and frustration, that's the missed opportunities, the failed investments. There's almost that sense of, well, but if I move on from this, if I let this cycle close out, then it means I'm a failure. And, it's interesting because this just popped into my mind. So I was doing this minimalism type of course, and one of the points that she had made when she was talking about why people hold on to things that they really don't use anymore, it's not serving any purpose. You bought whatever it was, some kitchen gadget thing, or you bought a curling iron or whatever. You're holding on to it because you feel like, but if I get rid of it, then it's just a waste of money. But really, that's not the right way to look at it. The waste of money was either that you bought it to begin with, in which case holding on to it now and punishing yourself is not going to recoup the money that you already spent on it. Or, so that's one variation of it. But the other way to look at it is, you know what, if you used it a handful of times, you used it. You don't have to continue to let it take up energetic space within your home to justify having bought it. Like you bought it, you used it a few times, and now you're done. And so it's almost like that with this experience is, you know that it needs to, you're in this weakness, this burnout, this, oh my gosh, like, that it's not good and that it's like this failed investment, but there's almost that sense of, well, no, because if I say it's a failed investment, then that's the final nail in the coffin. It really failed, so what if I just hold on to it a little bit longer? Will the situation change? In your heart whether it's actually going to change or not. So, that's requiring that emperor energy to say, no, you know what? I learned lessons from it. There was a good experience there. Or maybe I never should have gotten into it to begin with, but me punishing myself by staying in a situation or a job that I hate or whatever does not make that decision better. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So this is that sense of finding that balance. And when it's saying I do so without judgment, that's really pushing you to say, what cycle needs to end for you to find balance in your life? And I'm going to bring that balance in. And when it says I do so without judgment, without allowing your fear of others judging you, and without judging you for, oh, well, I can't believe you did that. It's like, if it brings you peace to do it, it's the right thing to do. So that was the one that jumped. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. And let's see what the cold card is for you. Don't dim to fit in. So sometimes there's a sense of, well, I don't want to make this bold gesture, take this big step, because I don't want people, to look at me funny. Like, what are they going to think if I do this? I should probably just keep quiet, keep my head down and row hard in the boat. And that's what I'm supposed to do. But that's not really your mission here. So part of this mission is learning how to bring balance to yourself, and then learning how to share that with other people, because there's other people, believe me, whatever your situation is, there's other people in the world, probably in your immediate community, whether you know it or not, that are going through the exact same thing that you're going through. You just don't know it because it could be something that you just don't talk about, whether it's terrible family dynamics, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a work situation, there's other people that are going through what you're going through. And so part of this, like, channeling and uplifting humanity, like, if you can find balance and peace, then you can share with other people how you were able to achieve that balance and peace. And that's that sharing your light, sharing your gifts, is you being strong enough to inspire other people to take necessary steps. Energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. So this is also with this sense of balance. What situation needs more love in it, more compassion, more understanding? So a lot of times when we talk about, like, the spiritual journey and the ascension journey and all of that, it's about how do you sit in that, call it like that Christ consciousness, that unconditional love. How can you bring love into a situation where you're not trying to control other people, you're not trying to control a situation, you're just there with them along their path, whoever the them is, family members, friends, coworkers, partners, acknowledging where they are on their path and not trying to control them and say, but I think your path should look like this. How can you step back and say, what is the most loving thing that I can do? Just support you, just be here. So that is the message for our earth signs. Now we are on to our water signs, which is our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see what messages want to come through for you for today. Justice. So this is about bringing balance into a situation. So whatever this situation is, like, where you feel like there's been this failed opportunity and you're just kind of sitting in this, like, weak burnout stage, there's going to be some sense of justice, some sense of balance that's coming through on that. whether that's relief of that direct situation or other areas of your life, you know, stepping up energetically to support you. But it's kind of that sense of, you know, you do have justice and balance coming in. And freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So whatever situation, if you feel like you're locked in somewhere, sit in this emperor energy of, wait a second, but I can create the experience that I want. If I don't like this experience, I'm going to create something different. So may not always be easy to do it, but you have the strength. You have the strength to do it. All right. And then we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And this is that, you know, the mothering yourself is how do you love yourself and put yourself first? So I think I've used this example before on the channel, but one of the great exercises you can do is get a picture of yourself, you know, digital, or I have one that's framed. And, you know, especially from, I feel like the age of about 2 to 4, you know, because kids are always super cute when they're like in that age. And it's just, there's that pureness and that innocence to them. And whenever if you're feeling like, oh, this is so unfair, or this is so tough, or why is somebody treating me like this? What's going on? Looking at that picture and reminding yourself, who's fighting for this child? And kind of like tapping into that fierce mama bear energy of, wait a second, no, that child deserves to be loved. That child deserves to feel special, to feel respected, to feel safe, you know, like whatever the scenario is. And then you need to step in and provide that for your inner child. And that's kind of a good visual or a good exercise. Like if you have a hard time loving yourself or putting yourself first, if it's always, oh, I have to take care of everybody else, you know, make sure you're taking care of you. Because if nobody else is taking care of you, like that's not going to work. Limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. And this is that card. I feel like it usually kind of strikes funny when you first read it, but limitation is power. So if there's something where you're feeling limited by your experience, what is it that you need to know? Why is it that you feel limited? How can you lean into that and say, wait, I really feel like I can't do this. So that could be pointing out maybe where there's some additional 3D skills that you need to work on growing, some emotional skills you need to work on growing, some, you know, some area of spiritual development. Wherever that limitation is, lean into it and ask yourself, how can I be more well-rounded? How can I feel more powerful and aligned in that area? All right, now we are on to our air signs, which is our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And let's see what messages want to come through for you for today. The Hanged Man. So this is that card of kind of like contemplation and reflection. So it's almost like you're stepping back to kind of reconsider, like there's a sense of stagnation to it, but you're putting yourself in that position on purpose so that you can kind of just take a beat and see how do things pan out. Could I see things from a different perspective? It also has this sense of sacrifice to it. But let's see what else that means. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the situation. What is this situation that you're putting yourself in, this Hanged Man? 6 of Wands in reverse and Queen of Wands in reverse. So your 6 of Wands in reverse is going to be, there's some disappointment, like a sense of failure or disgrace. And so it's kind of like you're looking at it from a different perspective to see, was I misinterpreting something with that? Your Queen of Wands in reverse is going to be this like kind of overbearing, like selfish energy. So it's interesting because for air signs, all of the Wands cards have been coming up in reverse, and this is like Spirit. So it's almost kind of like Spirit is all turned around, like upside down in you right now. Oops. I'll pull that one since it jumped. But it's almost kind of like you're feeling like, wait a second, do I need to pause here? Try to see it from a different perspective because this just feels weird. And some of it can also be a matter of, are you too much in your head? So the card that jumped was health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And then we have imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So it's almost like whatever this situation is, you know, there's something that's been disappointing. And this, when we put it with the Emperor card, like I said, with that Scorpio full moon, you could be being pushed to address that, to deal with that and say, you know, no, I don't like feeling this sense of, you know, disgrace and bitterness and all of that. Like, I don't want that low vibe experience. And so identifying how that makes you feel within your body, and then how can I trigger a better response? You know, those are going together with those greens there. So your imagination and letting that creativity flow from you can be a good way to counter some of this other hanged man type of energy that's going on. The card that jumped was Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher. So you're being called upon to share what you've learned, and then trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So this is about, how do you tie back into your intuition? And, you know, because your intuition is probably telling you what you want, like telling you what you should be doing or what would be in your highest good to do. But then with this Queen of Wands in reverse energy, that kind of, you know, overbearing, selfish, kind of critical energy, it's sort of like, wait a second, but that doesn't feel fair. You know, so it kind of gets you kicking into these mental loops. But really what you need to do is stop focusing so much energy into that, because these cards are definitely all going together. This trust your path and Sisterhood of the Rose. And it's pushing you to be in that more creative, high vibe energy. Because if you do, some of this other stuff just becomes unimportant. Like if the only thing going on in your life is this low vibe energy, it's kind of like then you end up stuck in this stagnation because that's all you've got. So if you don't have low vibe, then you have no vibe at all. So what do you do with yourself? The solution is replace the low vibe with high vibe. And make a change. Welcome change into your life. So it could be going down a new path, a little bit of a new direction for you, to be able to help bring that sense of balance, so that you're not just stuck looping through feelings of, you know, disappointment. You know, why is this situation not working out? All right, and now we have our fire signs, which is our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What messages want to come through for you? Oh, apparently we got two. The Devil in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit's a little bit like the Hanged Man, but the Hanged Man has more of a sense of stagnation to it. So, okay, both of these are coming up in the reverse, though. So fire signs, you have a lot of devil energy pushing on you, but for you, this Emperor energy is calling on you to break free from the devil energy. It's to break free from what is keeping you from living your most aligned life, your highest timeline. The Hermit in reverse is a little bit of that sense of, though, like exile, like the self-imposed sacrifice. So this is almost more like a martyr card. Like, are you failing to break free from some of this devil energy because it's like, well, but this is just my lot in life? Or, oh, you can't have happiness without equal amounts of suffering to balance it out, you know, like that type of thinking. So, but part of it is you need to sit in that stronger Emperor energy and break free from thinking about life in those terms. Okay. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So I feel like the purples are going in here. So you do have to, you know, in this day and age, there's not physical dragons that people have to slay when they go out on quests, but this is that metaphorical dragon. You know, that you need to slay that. You need to stand in your emperor energy, and you need to slay that, because that devil energy has been what has caused you these disappointments, what's caused you that sense of, you know, failed investments, missed opportunities, that sort of thing. So the dragon for you is that devil energy that's keeping you from living in your highest good. Leap, you go first. The universe will catch you. So this is having that faith that if I make this change, if I'm breaking free from this devil energy, what does that look like? You may not be able to see what that looks like, but you need to have that faith that that's the right thing to do, even if you can't specifically see what that looks like on the other side. You have to trust the universe that that's the right thing to do. Determination. Perseverance leads to fortune. So this determination, I feel like that's going here too, color-wise. It's going to take a lot of determination and strength to break free from devil energy, especially the longer you've been in it. The more it's kind of, you know, the roots have really dug in. And so it's not just going to be a quick, you know, I think I'm going to break free from that. Okay, it's done. You know, I meditated for 5 minutes and now it's done. It's going to take some perseverance and some determination to say, no, I really do want to break these patterns. And remember that growth is not like a straight line. Growth is more like spiral staircase that's going up. So you're going to feel like you're looping, but every time, you know, or you could look at it like this, you know, you're going to have days where you feel like you're better at it. And then other days where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did that happen? But just have that determination to say, no, I'm going to stick with it because I know that I'm trending in the right direction. So that is the message for our fire signs. I hope you found this to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest. And I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.